Hello viewers, welcome to Ultimate Gaming Guide. What's happening with everyone today? So I hope everybody's doing great. So if you're in a market for a new NVMe SSD, you might notice some of these SSDs look like super cool and some of them are just looks not so cool, like kind of looks like a bare bone like this, and some are like super cool like this. Look at this one. It's large heatsink. So if the SSD that you got is, if it looks sort of like bare bone like this, you can easily make it look cool by installing an SSD heatsink. So if you search for it, you'll find like plenty of them around. This is the one that I'm using. I'll have a link in the description. But it's not about making things look cool. In this video, I'll like install an SSD heatsink, and we'll monitor the temperature, see by installing the SSD if it actually lowered the temperature. So let's get to it. So okay, you can just simply check your NVMe SSD's temperature. To do this, you'll need an app called HW Info. So if I turn that on, okay, after I turn that on, I need to go to the drives and click NVMe drives and select my SSD. I'm using a Silicon Power M.2 Gen 3 SSD, and go down in the bottom. I can see it's running at 41 degrees Celsius. So our goal is to lower that. So after installation, it should be lower. So let's get to the installation part. Okay, to install it, it's very simple. Make sure it comes with like a couple of thermal pads. One would be like 1 millimeter thick, and another one would be like a 0.5 millimeter thick. The heatsink has two parts, this part and this part. So what you want to do, make sure like these thermal pads are kind of sticky. So make sure you clean the surface, and whenever you're installing, make sure you like peel off the plastics off of these thermal pads, otherwise you're gonna have problems. And whenever you're installing the SSD heat sinks, make sure, whenever you're installing heat sink, make sure, see that hole right there, make sure you align your M.2 hole with this hole right there, and use that as a guidance. And there's also like a little video right there you can watch. So I have already installed it, and it kind of looked like this. So now I'm going to plug it in, see if it actually lowered the performance. Well, I have gone ahead and installed the SSD back into my computer with the heatsink on. Now is the moment of truth. See if it actually would lower the temperature. So HW Info again. So if I click my drives again, click the NVMe drives again, and check the temperature, it's 40 degree. So it's lower its temperature by 1 degree. That's not a lot. So for my computer, it doesn't even have a graphics card. I'm running an AMD APU, so it probably doesn't generate a lot of heat. So installing an SSD heatsink here probably not necessary. But if your computer generates a lot of heat, then probably it is a good choice. Otherwise, it is not. So that is my conclusion. I hope this little tutorial was helpful to you. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. You have a good one.